everyone, it's author Sandra Wilson, and I'm here to give you another step along the Storybook Trail. The Storybook Trail videos are meant to give you some inspiration to create a story of your own. We're giving you some ideas, some practice activities, and lots of ways to spark your imagination. And I hope you will get an idea for a story of your own. Today, we're talking about the classic stories. These are nursery rhymes, fairy tales that maybe we've heard since we were little. Maybe you've seen them recreated by Disney or sometimes recreated in different books as well. So the idea is to recreate these stories. We don't want to tell the same stories over and over. We want to create a new story inspired by some of these classics. And we do that by creating what-if situations. A what-if situation allows us to change a character or change the story idea to a what-if moment, and then that inspires us to create the story further. Let me give you an example. In the story of Little Red Riding Hood, we know Little Red Riding Hood goes through the woods on the way to Grandma's house, and then a wolf intervenes. So let's create a what-if situation. What if Little Red Riding Hood was a bug? So then we have Little Red Riding Bug. And who does she meet in the woods? A wolf spider. So we're taking the idea of the classic Little Red Riding Hood tale and we're recreating it with a what-if situation that could inspire a bug story. It's a lot of fun creating these what-if situations, and sometimes you just have to create a list of what-ifs, and maybe one of those ideas will spark a story further. Maybe not today, but maybe later you'll get an idea for a story based on some of these what-if situations. Or maybe as you're reading a fairy tale later in the month, you'll think of another what-if situation, and you can write that down and further use your imagination to tell that story. So let's think of some what-if situations. Sometimes they change the character. So what characters could we change? What if the big bad wolf was a different type of character? Maybe it was a koala bear. Would that be quite as scary? How does that change the story? So what if Snow White didn't meet the 7 dwarves? What if they were 7 ghosts? Snow White and the 7 ghosts. That's a different story, isn't it? They could also recreate the situation. What if the glass slipper broke before the prince was able to try it on Cinderella's foot? How does that change that situation? What if Little Red Riding Hood got lost in the woods and never made it to Grandma's house? How does that change the situation? So there's lots of different what-if ideas based on the stories that we already know. And so just create that list and switch it up with some what-if situations, some what-if characters, and see where your imagination goes. Don't forget about nursery rhymes. We could bring those in there as well. We could combine nursery rhymes and fairy tales to create a fun twist on a story. What if Humpty Dumpty was talking to the Princess and the Pea and learned about the advantages of lots of mattresses? So if he got a lot of mattresses, his story would change quite a bit. And wouldn't that be just a fun twist? So think about nursery rhymes. Think about fairy tales. Think about different characters that you like from different books and put some what-if situations, interchange them into different stories, and see what fun your imagination can take you on. Now remember, if you're writing activities with your imagination, you can use any characters that you like. But if you were to create a book on your own that you wish to publish, you have to make sure you're not using other characters that are copyrighted. So you make sure that the characters that you use are of free domain, which means that they're old enough that we can use them in our story. So if I was to write about the 3 little pigs, that's not breaking any copyright laws because that story is old enough that now those characters are free to use. But not all characters do, not all stories do. So use them for your activities to boost your imagination, but then recreate that story that's fun using your own characters. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this step along the Storybook Trail, and I hope you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any further steps along the Storybook Trail as we inspire you to create a story of your own. Bye, everyone.